Welcome back to another episode of Church Coach. I'm your host, co-host.
Host.
I forgot my name. Anyway,
we're not doing names, remember?
Oh, true.
We did last time.
Oh yeah, we named names last time. But yeah, this is episode 5. To whoever's listening or nobody who's listening, maybe it'll reach like the universe and aliens are listening to us.
Aliens.
I need to send it to Sandra.
Oh God.
No, she
wants to hear it.
She really wanted to hear it, yeah.
Sandra, I apologize. If you hear this.
We'll send you the first ones later.
Oh God. It's gonna be heavily redacted. Anyway.
She's cool though.
So
Shout
yes. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you all for listening. While we wait for a topic to talk about.
It's Manuel's turn.
Yeah. Manuel?
You've had all week, Manuel.
2 weeks, actually.
I have nothing to say. This topic's good. The only thing I can think of is musicians getting paid at church.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
I got nothing to say. I find it good and
Have you been paid?
only once.
Have y'all been paid?
Once.
Once for sound.
I think I was paid for like a month.
Oh yeah, Petey paid you, right?
Yeah.
Eek.
Well, actually, no. Yes, he did pay me. But also, remember Pastor Johnny?
Oh yeah.
I helped out his church and he paid me like $100
Nice.
in a check. So
It bounced.
Very professional.
yes, I made sure to cash that right away before it bounces.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just playing. If he ever hears this, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's different because you just go because it's a job. You go and do your job and then you go. Also, not for a church, but I also helped out. Remember Noemi?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a teacher at a Christian school, and they do like it's almost like chapel where they do music in the morning. And it was her turn, I guess, and she wanted to. She never paid me because I never accepted it. She wanted to pay me, but
How much?
I have no idea.
She seems really
$1,000.
good though.
Yeah.
I forgot how it sounds, but it was good.
And also, her husband, now he works there now as well.
Oh.
As far as I know. And they at least wanted to take me to lunch. But I would always go whenever I could because it'd be like in a Tuesday morning. And I'd go to work like right after. So I didn't have any.
Javia?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm still working at Via. So I just left right after because I didn't have time. But yeah, those are cool little gigs. I went a couple times. She invited me, like 3 or 4 maybe.
Are the expectations higher for a musician if they're getting paid?
Honestly, I think they're way better because you're going to do a job. You don't. I probably sound horrible, but
You're making it sound bad. I thought it was a pretty good, but how you're making it sound like.
well, because you only go to do the job. You don't stay for anything else. Like you don't. I mean, you can talk to people and they're there. They talk to you, whatever. But it's just go and do the job and leave. Which honestly, it's great.
You need to join the worship support network then.
You do.
That'd be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Remind me to fill out my application.
Have you heard about it, Manuel?
You need to do it, Manuel.
What is
Explain.
So, Worship Support Network. Located based out of?
Phoenix.
Sorry, then.
You need a soundbite for that.
You do.
You need a Phoenix soundbite.
No. Oh wow, you want to like go over there?
Sorry, Sandra. Ramon, Mateo, if you're listening.
Leave
So
them alone.
Worship Support.
It's based out of Phoenix, but they're
everywhere.
Yeah.
They're
Not-
here.
well, not
Okay.
everywhere.
Well,
They're here
they're mostly in Texas and Arizona. So let's say,
yeah.
let's say CBC, for example. They need a keys player and they don't have anybody else in rotation. They'll reach out to Worship Support Network. Hey, we need a keys player. Help us out. So they'll go out to their network and like, let's say they have you, me, Abraham. Me and Abraham aren't available. Hey, Manuel, can you go to CBC for this service and
For this amount of money.
for this amount of money. That's how. These are the days that you need to go. That's it.
Or if it's just that one Sunday. Or
So they can either keep you that one Sunday or keep having you on rotation, but you're getting paid each time.
I don't know.
How much was Gateway Austin?
Man,
She got an
there-
offer from Gateway Austin.
3 times. But that was when I was still working Sundays. And I couldn't go.
How much was it?
They were like $300 each.
How much was the drums one that I wanted? There was a drums.
Oh, he asked me if I knew any drummers.
Yeah.
My coordinator of Texas. I don't know, like 300.
300, yeah. To play one service up in Gateway.
And they sent it to me like 3 weeks in a row. I guess they
Yeah.
needed somebody. And now I'm still waiting. I'm like, So it comes. It's not always,
Yeah.
but you're basically a contractor for that when they need you.
What do you think, man? You had an opinion, but
Well, I had one. Now it's making it seem like it's just more of a business than.
It is a
For
business.
sure.
It is a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like the other one sounded more. Like I could see that the reason I thought was if you were in a church, right, and the church got big enough, and you understand you want the sound to sound better, so you pay your musicians to be your musicians, and you know what I mean. That's it. Like you're part of the church, but you're getting paid because you want it to be sound better, but you're making money, and I could see that.
Yeah.
You want to support your musicians, make it sound better for that. Like making it like a business. I don't know. 'Cause I just feel like anybody just. I don't even think they can be Christians. It could just be anybody just go.
With Worship Support Network, if you ever fill out the application,
It's a long one.
it's real long and it goes in depth. They ask you, it's not, have you accepted Jesus? Yes. It goes like, what are your thoughts on the gifts of the Holy Ghost? Or what are your thoughts of,
What's your theology?
Yeah,
or
well,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
goes
but
very
these days it's so
in-depth.
easy.
And then you have to send an audition of you at church.
it has to be at church, yeah.
Yeah, but these days everybody does that at church as an audition for the world. Well, you see everybody that's going for the American Idol and all that. Everybody starts in the world, and then they start at church, and then because that's what they just want to start off. It's not like they're doing it because for the Lord. They're just doing it because that's what they like or they want to do. So it just seems like just an audition. Like church is just an audition for the world now, instead of being like the other way. Or I don't know. That's what it just seems now.
That's
it just
true.
seems like you're going to church and practice, and then or playing, and then you're just playing for the world now. Because everybody, if you hear, I started at church, I started playing this and playing that, and now they're in the world. So it just makes it seem like, you know what I mean? Instead of playing it the other way, God, it seems like you're just using God as a starter and for the world. I don't know.
So what do
Something
you
like
think
that.
about that
I see
worship
that.
support program? Think it's good? You think it's bad?
Me personally, I probably wouldn't agree with it, but hey, I don't know. It just depends on. I guess it just depends on the person. Cause you know what I mean. You're gonna find those guys that are actually hermanos and want to help. You know what I mean, and they have the talent, and it's probably they probably love God too, and they want to be part of something. Instead of being home, they're like, I'd rather go to church and help out somebody. And of course, if they pay me, they pay me. And then you're gonna find those other people that are just doing it as a business, as a job, and it's gonna go just to go. So it's just, I think it can go either way. I think for some people it might be good, and so you can't condemn the whole thing because some people are gonna use it just for the advantage.
because I think one of the questions as well is if the opportunity comes and they ask if you want to be permanently part of the team, right?
Oh yeah, that's an option.
Well, would you consider it? So I mean, it asks a lot of questions so they can gauge. It's very hard, not very hard, but it's a lot of work to manipulate that just so that you can just do that to.
Like I'm not
For
blaming.
work.
I'm not blaming the company. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nothing bad about that. I'm pretty sure their minds probably their hearts in the right place. But I'm just saying a lot of people out there are not.
Yeah,
Or
and
true too.
yeah, but I don't.
I get you.
I think they would like it to be like that, but they know that you're gonna get the bad with the good. Whatever if you consider that bad, that
Yeah.
only the people who want to just go and get paid
I guess if
can do it.
I guess if it was in a perfect world, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're I don't think it's bad, but it's just gonna
I mean, I honestly, I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's bad. Only because I think it helps the church out in the long run. Where if maybe someone does show up and then they like being there, and then maybe they can permanently get them. Where it takes a while to train someone from the very bottom to the top, into where they can get them to be consistent, where they can maybe now use the service and get someone who already knows their stuff, and maybe hopefully they can stay.
I think you just the music thing into it. I'm thinking when God calls us to do this, I think it's more of the heart. I think if you have, let's just say you filled up the whole thing with musicians that you called. Let's just say more than half of them, or let's just say all of them, haven't even been praying, haven't been doing nothing. You have to put on a good show. What is that going to consist of? I think if you reverse that and have nobody, you're full with the Holy Spirit and you're just singing, that's going to get you further than a show.
I get what you're saying, but also I've been in several churches that have people that start from the bottom, that start from as a kid, and they do the same thing where they don't do that.
Yeah, you're going to find that a lot of places.
Yeah, so you're going to find that in both places.
Yeah.
My thing is, if the church can get someone who, let's say, has 50% chance of doing either or, they'd probably go with that service so they can ensure that they get someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, but you get somebody who knows what you're doing, but what happens, like how you were saying, there are other places that do things, these musicians. You know, a lot of them are not going to that church, so they're just going to a different place and getting money.
Yeah,
you know, if they're gonna have that attitude.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because that service doesn't force you to be anywhere.
No.
It tells you would you consider staying permanently in one place if the music director, pastor asked you to be part of their team. It's not saying, you're gonna have to stay in one place after a while. No, it's a choice. So if it's a choice, it means it has to come out of you to want to stay. If you're the one who just wants to jump around and just play at different services, then that service is gonna do that. But if you want to actually stay somewhere, they give you that option as well.
Yeah, well, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So what's the difference if people already do that with people they have in the church that start from the bottom, that maybe when they get in the worship team, they fall back to, and they don't, like you were saying, they don't pray, they don't read the Bible, whatever.
Well,
they just focus in.
I think it's the same thing. Then it'll be more of a leader thing or a pastor. Because if you know he's doing wrong and the pastor leaves him there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference? They're both going to do the same thing, because
It depends on the size of the church. Now, like if that happened at Maranatha, oh yeah, real quick. But that happened at Cornerstone, CBC, I don't think they'd care. Because to those big churches, the show must go on.
Yeah.
And it's and you never know too, because it might happen in a small church too. You never know, or it's rarely too that a big church, you never know, might be different. But yeah, I think.
I mean, it's all different. Every church is different.
Well, like I guess what I'm trying to say, every church is gonna have its outliers.
Yeah.
Rarely you have that big church that is not gonna allow that, and then sometimes you have those little churches that probably will allow it. But most of the time, it's like what JP says. I mean,
it's already too late. You got me canceled.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing. Honestly, I see it as a good thing, because it at least gives those people a chance to maybe find a place that they are comfortable in playing in. It's not gonna be perfect, but at least they're gonna maybe, hopefully, find a place.
Not only that, I think the best thing about that is networking, man.
Yeah.
Because what's not to say you go play at Gateway Dallas and the one of the big shots from Hillsong or Bethel or one of those big guys, you know, like, hey, you want to join?
It's a good.
Yeah, he told me how far are you willing to travel. I'm like, anywhere in Texas.
Yeah, it's getting paid, yeah. Fly real quick.
He says they have a lot in Dallas. San Antonio, he doesn't have. Well, when I applied, it was like, what, a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
He only had 2 musicians and me sound in San Antonio. So that's why I told y'all, apply. Y'all be
Yeah, we'll get
the
everything.
first one. Yeah, you get it, if there is anything.
Because, like, let's say, how much was Gateway?
Like 300.
Like 300? Yeah, I wouldn't mind flying to Houston real quick.
No, it was Austin.
Oh, Austin, Houston, both? If the gig's like $300-400?
Houston, I don't know. Austin, yeah.
I'd rather go to Houston than Austin. I know Houston better.
Houston's nice.
So what do you think?
No, I mean he answered it already.
Yeah.
He gave his opinion.
Oh, about the
Worship
service
support,
thing. Worship, yeah. But what do you think about getting paid in general?
Like I said, it's as good as it's bad. Like I think if it's
I see it as it's all in the heart. I don't. If a musician comes up, let's say I'm Manuel, the worship leader. A musician comes up to me, hey, I can play these services for you, but I want $40 a service. Automatic no. The heart should become willing to serve. Now, if that same musician, after 2 or 3 years of service, and he's putting in all the hard work, hey, we're gonna start giving you money for gas, or
yeah.
giving you something. I think,
Yeah.
like at the church we're at now, do I think we should be getting paid? God honest truth, I think so. Because me and her, we're doing the work of what, 4 or 5 people. Do I expect it? No. Do I think we should be getting paid? Yes. Now, is that going to affect the quality of the work I do? No.
Yeah. Well, I know what you mean. Remember at one point I had that teacher that would go for like piano lessons.
Oh yeah.
I would pay him, and then eventually he went to go visit once, and then he always kept telling me, "You gotta get paid, man. You can't be doing this. You gotta make sure you get the money or whatever." And I'm like, I don't know.
Because the thing is, we're always like, Lord, Lord, send us blessings, give us a way to get money, blah blah blah, and the opportunity comes. No. We try to be holier than thou.
Humble.
We try to be
Yeah.
humble. And like, no, Lord, no. It's like that story of have you heard the story of the guy on the roof? It was like during a hurricane, this guy was on the roof. And
Oh yeah.
he was like, Lord, send me a rescue. This guy comes on a boat. Come on, sir, I'll take you. The guy was like, no, I'm gonna wait for God. First guy leaves, the second guy, same thing. Come with me, the second guy.
Yeah.
He leaves. The third guy, same thing. And then ultimately the floodwaters get the guy and he dies. And the guy asks God, hey, I asked for help. Where were you? And God says, I sent you 3 people. You denied all 3 times.
Yeah.
So, so that's with us in the church,
Yeah.
If someone wants to offer us gas money or even getting paid, I say take it.
I won't feel like at our church, if they did that, like if we started getting a lot of money, and you know what I mean, if we had the support, or not the support, but the people, you know what I mean, the funds for it, and they wanted to, I want to be, but if they're struggling and they're trying to just to get me, be like, nah, I'm fine,
No, yeah, for sure. You obviously got to see the financial situation of the church.
I feel like it's like remember, what is it, Peter? No, Paul. When he goes, he tried not to be, he tried to do the best he could just to not bring the people down. You know what I mean? Because he says that he gave them money. He tried to do his own thing because he didn't want to like burden them. Well, and remember him too. He tried to do that, but he thanked one church because they always helped him, and the other churches didn't. And he goes, he wasn't telling them because he wanted the money. He was just saying, learn from this other church. Well, not just learn, but be like them, that they gave to him with him not asking. And the other churches, he didn't even want to ask because he goes, he didn't want to be a burden to them or something like that. I don't know. My brain gets out.
Controversial take, but you're saying that getting paid and all that, it makes it just sound like a business. Well, I mean, I think the church is a business, whether you like it or not, because they need to budget all the money that comes in, and they see that, you know what, I'm not gonna pay these guys. I'd rather have volunteers because we need the money for something else. But the issue is that when churches get that big, and they don't start paying the musicians, what they do is that if there isn't enough people who will volunteer, they will take so much advantage of you that they'll want you to do many different things, take up a lot of your time, and this is just from experience. And you're stretched so thin that you don't have time for anything else because you need to do this for the Lord. You need to serve, and they guilt trip you because they have nobody else. And the issue is that whenever you do ask for something, like at least like a gas card or something, the worship leader that I had before, he vouched for us. He tried to fight for us to at least get because what I was doing, I was playing at the morning service here, at this campus here, then I would go drive to the North Campus one. And I had a part-time job at HEB. I worked maybe 30 hours, and they didn't really appreciate it, at all, because they would just have me going everywhere. There was one time that they were opening a campus in Seguin, and it was Mom's birthday, and we went to go have dinner with her. And I forgot that at the time we were going to Phoenix because we're gonna go take all the equipment.
Going to Seguin, you mean?
Sorry, yeah, to Seguin.
He's prophesying.
Yes.
And
Amen, brother.
so we kind of got there late because we spent a little too much time at Olive Garden. But I mean, it was Mom's birthday, right? So we forgot some of the equipment, and some equipment that we had to go acoustic. We couldn't use microphones or anything.
Well, it was my fault. No, didn't I forget the power cord?
Yeah. No, we forgot the Fender, portable Fender.
No, we
Yeah,
took the Fender.
no. We forgot it.
There's
We
no
forgot-
way.
Yeah, we forgot it. And so, I mean, obviously the pastors were pissed, but I mean, they didn't reflect that because the service had to still go on. So I had to play guitar, and then they had to sing just acoustic a cappella. And so the worship leader, he asked me to write an email to the pastors apologizing because it was my fault that I didn't bring all the equipment.
Did you write the email?
I did.
Sounds about right. Good job, sir.
And I mean, I didn't mind it, but it's crazy how, from then on, it just went downhill from there. Everything you try to do, you make one mistake and they push you out of the way. And they don't even pay you. They didn't pay me gas money.
Well, see, that's what I mean. If they're big enough, they can they can handle it. I have a feeling they could probably help you. If they can't get everybody right, my thing would be get one or two persons that be in charge. Let them get paid, or maybe let that be their job, but get everything ready for y'all. Since y'all are gonna be the helpers, you're gonna be the volunteers. Make sure that they give you your notes, the booklet, everything that you need to get done. And they're the ones doing everything like that. When y'all get there, you know what I mean? Y'all ready to go. You know what I mean? And then maybe once in a while, like I said, if they have the budget, once in a while, I don't see nothing wrong with them giving y'all a gift card or something as a thank you. You know what I mean?
It was so bad. I only realize this now because of how other churches treat their musicians and other smaller churches. This church, it'd be 2 services, and we couldn't eat, we couldn't go out to get food, we couldn't even get a drink, we couldn't even go to the fountain in the hallway to get water. We couldn't go to the restroom because as soon as we get off the stage, we needed to sit down in front. I get it, but man, every single time, we had one of our sound guys go buy tacos from the nearby restaurant. And as soon as we got off the stage, we went to the back, right? Because we didn't get off in the front. We got off to the back, and he'd be waiting there so we can eat a taco real quick and then go out and sit down.
Yes, I remember.
It was, it's a lot because maybe, at the time we weren't really seeking God but it made it so much worse because the environment, the way they had us run the place is give all your effort, everything, you get nothing, and then come back and do it again. We had Sunday, I had 2 services in the morning, then one in the north side. Then Monday was men's gathering. Wednesday was another service, and then Friday for youth. It was a lot.
And Tuesday practices.
It was a lot. And I had a part-time job working at HEB. I had no money. I gave almost 10 years doing the same thing. There's nothing to show for it. And I always thought, I don't do it for them. I know who I do it for. That's why the only reason why I lasted. But after a while, you're like, you know what? I'm 26 years old. I have a part-time job. I don't go to school. My whole entire life is committed to serving this church that doesn't give anything back. So I got a job. And that job required me to work on Sundays. So maybe, you can say maybe I'm damaged, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I already know the type of people that are capable of doing that. And that's why it's a very big struggle for me to even commit to anything like that.
So I know you said you're retired and all that, and that you're selling Abraham Center, and I think that's all BS because the musician never retires.
Well, from serving at a church, yes.
And then every time you sell you give away something and sell it, you buy it back again. So that also gives me proof that you're not really retired.
No, I mean, I
Well,
believe
from the
he's.
church.
I think
from the church.
church, yeah, but in general, no.
Yeah.
What would it take for you to go back to serve at any church?
Nothing.
You wouldn't, not even like, hey, Abraham, here's
You know what you
$100, come
sound
play
like?
a service.
What
You
if they
sound like-
paid you?
What if they paid you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I do want to go because here's the difference. Like I said before, serving at a church requires more of you because you're committed to the not only serving your ministry, it's helping like everything else. You're involved with the people in everything. Getting paid to go play at a church is just a job. You go and do your job and leave.
That's what it would take for you to play at another church. Getting
Yes. I guess, okay, so yeah, I guess I wouldn't stop playing, but I wouldn't be committed to a church to play.
paid. I hope he's not expecting us to pay him for the wedding. He's not getting paid.
It sounds kind of messed up when you
It
put
it is, yes, I know, I realize that.
when let's just say when a girl says all men are the same, right? But I'll just be with the guy who's giving me money.
Yes,
It's just kind of like
I know how it sounds.
like she doesn't want to commit, but he's giving her money, so all right.
I need a sugar,
Sugar daddy.
church. A sugar
Yeah.
church.
But then that's what it is. The problem is
Yeah.
it's not the relationship with God. It's just I just want the
Yes,
It's just
and that's what will get me to play. I will go to church just to go to church. I'll be committed to the going to church and God.
Well, why not do that?
Yes, but not to play.
Wait, quick question. What's your ideal church?
One that doesn't tell me to play.
Well, you
okay.
know. Go ahead.
Any church you went to, they don't know you played, right? They're not expecting you to play.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say anything.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
So
like,
I'd rather go
What would be your
somewhere
church? Like,
where I don't know anybody.
I feel like he's lying because he can literally go to any church. Nobody knows who he is or what he does.
Oh, I will find someone who knows me.
No. He you can go anywhere. They're not gonna know. Small little church.
Should go
They're
to
not gonna know
Phoenix.
he plays, so he can
telling
easily
you.
go and do this, but he just doesn't want to go. Because there's so many churches he can easily go and be like nobody knows him and just go to church and just start from there.
Yeah,
Let me
I
ask
go
you
to the
this.
Church of YouTube live stream.
you eat too.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have
bedside
transformation.
Baptist.
Yeah.
Bedside Baptist. So let's say we do go to Phoenix. You come with us. Would you play at New Day?
No,
She wouldn't make you play though.
I know. She told me.
Would you still want to go to the church?
Oh yeah,
though?
for sure. They're cool.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's all I was concerned about. I don't care if you play or not. Just go.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like you to play, but I
Um,
don't have to.
Just let him go, bro. I already let him go.
You know what I do like to do? Because I did it at this church.
Live stream?
No, actually cameras, but not that. I liked teaching like the younger kids who are like learning how to play guitar.
Get your
Oh, she
money.
would love to have you.
Yeah,
That's what she's doing.
I would want to do that. I'd want to teach people how to play.
That's what remember Sandra Ramon.
Yeah.
They teach people. That's how they have their band.
Yeah,
You want to do that? You know how many people have asked me about that?
I do that.
Can you show me? I'm like, I have the time.
I mean, I
Sandra,
probably
if you're
don't know
listening.
really anything, but that's what I would do. That's my
so-
calling.
so
Let's send
you-
her this one.
I know.
I'm gonna send
So
her this
you
one
would
afterwards.
serve in another capacity, just not.
Oh
worship.
yeah, just not.
Play.
Yeah, not playing. Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care. Leave him alone, bro.
What about cameras?
What
Yeah.
about sound?
Or the switcher? Hey, cam
Something
one,
with computers would
cam
be great.
3, cam.
Switcher, I could see you on Switcher.
Yeah, I could see you like as a
Director.
Yeah,
yeah, as a tech director.
yeah. Camera 1, you ready? Camera 2, camera 2 live. I could see you do
Ya las
that.
regaste. Camera 4.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you do for some reason need like guitar player in a pinch, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. I'm
But
gonna say because what's the difference if
Hey,
It's
I
a
need you
sound
Sunday in a
border.
pinch.
Yeah, not every Sunday, because then I'll see the.
See the
Pattern.
I'll ask questions. Who is missing? How can I get them here? Do they need a ride? Yeah, I'll do that.
you should just play with the family? I wish I could play with my brother again, just to
Yeah.
play.
I'm the only one that plays anything, so
It doesn't get you like you miss it or being with.
honestly,
Like, I
no.
like playing. Like I play at church with the guys and all that, but sometimes I'm like,
Oh
I miss playing
yeah,
with my brother. or
I don't
playing
mind
at church
that.
together.
I don't mind
Played
that.
for so long.
My thing is because you can say that I'm hurt or PTSD, whatever. I just don't want to go through all that again.
I don't even understand. See, you talk so much that I don't understand because we didn't even do anything. Like I go to church.
No, not you.
No,
No,
I
not
know,
you.
but I know, but I'm
After
saying I don't
you.
understand what you're meaning because I never see none of that.
It's yeah, well, yeah.
And because we're lazy and we never practice, we just get there Sundays. We get there like maybe 30 minutes before service, and we're just
Yeah.
As it goes,
I
and
get
we're
where he's
gone.
coming from. You know, being
That's it.
heavily involved, being expected to be there for both services, for your weekly practice, and then you're not only a musician, but you're also having to run sound or run lyrics or do this or do that or shoot. Even one culty church, I had to set up the lyrics. I had to play that service for the whole hour. Culty pastor's like, "Hey, I don't feel like preaching. You have a sermon ready? You're preaching." I'm like,
What?
Y-
Okay,
y-
that's
you know,
harder.
you know, you know the.
"So you're expected to wear all these hats."
Okay, that's a little.
I-
I just do everything else
That's
except
a
for
little
preaching.
too
as you were
much.
saying this, I realize what I have an issue with. It's not with anything to do with music. I love playing music. The issue is the incompetency of the leadership.
Yes, that's it right there.
If there's one person who will mess something up, who is put as the leader from the pastor who has their blessing, and they're a horrible leader,
Yeah.
that will destroy everything. As much as I try to make it work, follow the vision they have, man, I will try.
You,
How
you
about pray
have.
for them?
We have tried.
Oh my God, that's all we did.
That's all we
Oh.
did, man.
All we did was have devotionals, prayer.
No, for that person.
Yes, he was
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Nothing changed.
But you can't undo someone's pride. Only God can.
We would have this saying at Culty Church: "We're following a blind man's vision."
You know, if I had a leader like Sandra, it'd be great.
Shout out.
I wouldn't be.
We love you.
I wouldn't be
Oh, she's amazing.
in this
Right?
position.
She's
Yeah.
amazing.
But because stupid people put in leadership positions, and I get it, they're human, they're gonna make mistakes. But my God, like,
In
If-
my opinion, a good leader, and I see this a lot at work because I deal with a lot of incompetent people, and I tell them straight up to their face and they don't do anything. But someone who's put in leadership position, I think they should have done every single job in the church.
yes,
That way they know how hard it is.
literally clean toilets.
Because
Yeah, I
when
can
I'm
see
running the floor at the airport, I tell them I'm not gonna ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do,
Yes,
and they all get it. For example, like his leaders, like they expected so much of them. How many of those leaders would actually do that themselves?
they wouldn't.
Exactly.
Or you mean like going
But
to every
Sandra
service, doing this and that?
Yes.
Wait, what are you? I didn't hear.
But Sandra would.
Oh.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Sandra is she
You'll
understands
meet her at the
that.
wedding. She's gonna play guitar, acoustic,
Ah.
and her
San-
husband's
Sandra's
gonna play
a-
drums.
Yeah, Sandra's worn those hats. She still does to this day, so she understands. And I've never heard this from Sandra, but I'm pretty sure she would say the same thing. She's not gonna ask us to do something she wouldn't do because she's worn all those hats, so she knows what it's really like.
And it sucks because I've worn all those hats too, and I know how it should be done. Yet I still want to follow their lead because they're the leader. I don't want to overstep.
Would you want to be a worship leader,
No,
even if
Paid.
you have full reign?
no,
They even paid.
maybe paid.
Because
Money, money, money.
no one will tell you what to do. You're telling people what to do.
No, I don't want to tell people what to do.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that
what
sounds
the,
kind of messed up one.
well, that's what a worship leader
Would
is.
he agree?
No, a worship leader is leading, not telling people what to do.
Oh well, then I mean like telling them the songs. You pick the songs.
Like
you
an
pick the
MD,
order.
music director.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
I probably would have believed that you would have said, "Yeah, I'll do it." But I mean, but you said no until you said money,
Money.
and then he started saying money. But
You're like
so
Mr. Krabs. Money, 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 money,
My,
money.
my head went like, "Whoa,
No,
That
I was
doesn't
just
sound
I was
right.
just playing about the money.
okay."
I don't know. Maybe Sandra can convince me to go back.
She
we need
will.
Her, we
She-
need her on the podcast. We could have had a chance to have her on the podcast,
Shut up.
but somebody did not want to take the podcast
I know.
equipment.
No, but I told her it's better if you're here, not just us three over there.
Hey, how
I
are we
was
gonna?
gonna be y'all four. It was you, Ramon, Sandra.
Okay, yes, remote. But I'm saying, is there a way for her to like
Zoom
come in
podcast?
here? Zoom? Is that
no,
a thing?
No, while y'all were over there, I should have taken it.
No. But have her right now.
Oh no, that's no.
Yeah, it's
I mean, we
possible.
could, but it's a whole nother
No,
setup.
I don't want to do it.
Why not?
Hey, how are we gonna do it with when they come?
What do you mean?
1, 2, 3, 4. We need 6 mics.
I hope by then I can get that.
That
mixer.
studio, yeah.
Yeah.
6 mics. I got a mixer.
Is it?
Oh, there you go.
Is it multi-track?
No, it's the regular mixer. The one I use for.
Get your analog
Fuera.
out of here.
It has USB.
That's
Oh,
it's
so-
probably only 2-track.
As long as
Yeah,
it
2
records, oh, it doesn't matter.
No, but it's not multi-track.
We
don't
need
need
multi-track.
We do.
Well, no, because we're still gonna record it like this as well, where it's all together in one.
We don't
But it'd be
need
great if we
multi-track.
multi-track. No, the thing is that we need more inputs from mics.
Yeah. Either you get the that Studio 12 with the 12 channels, or you get the Scarlett.
Or you just get some splitters.
That's
Mic
a little,
splitters.
it's a little ghetto.
So yeah, any other paid musician stories?
PD paid me one time. It's because
He did?
Yeah, during COVID and all that, when we were recording, and then I was helping him basically do all the edits for the uploaded stuff. He sent me like $50.
Oh, mira.
It's the one time.
A one-time payment for the whole year.
For one time subscription payment for
It sucks because I know that came out of his money,
yeah.
and even the money that he was paying me, I kind of felt bad too when he was paying because I know he doesn't
But
get
he-
paid anything there.
You didn't feel bad cashing that check, huh?
Well, it was
It's
cash,
cash.
Oh,
so it was debajo la mesa, bajo el agua.
underground payment.
I feel like y'all like the varsity team over here.
Getting
Varsity.
paid. I mean, honestly, if I can make a career out of getting paid as a musician or in church specifically, oh heck yeah, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Would you, Ibrahim?
You know the crazy thing over here at this church over here? When they hire you to do many different things, not just the thing that they, like for instance the worship leader. He wasn't just a worship leader. He was the IT guy. He was their
The video,
video guy. He was everything.
sound.
And he got paid the most of all the employees, but it was still like under 30 grand.
Honestly, if I was getting that work there, another part-time job, easily make 60K, 70K.
Yeah, he'd have to. Well, his wife worked,
Oh,
but
that
he
should
would
be.
he would also do like. Did he do like Uber?
Yeah. No, that was after he left.
Oh, okay. Oh, but his wife worked, so I mean, it's not like they didn't have any money.
It feels like you're talking about me.
No, not you.
No, I mean like 'cause that's what I do.
Oh, I see.
The
Yeah.
video guy, the tech guy. Something goes wrong, they're looking for me.
Yeah.
Like I can't be playing and being in the back at the same time.
Mm.
The only good thing is that they only worked from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That was
Yeah.
that was the hours, and it was only Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah.
They were off Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is great. I
Mhm.
mean, going to the office 9 to 2. I think the responsibility is so much more, which is fine if that's the only thing you're doing, and especially if you like doing what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
which I wouldn't mind, but I probably wouldn't do it for 30 grand, especially if I'm by myself. So, anybody else have any opinions on getting paid at church?
I never expect it, but I'll accept it. I won't fight you. Like, no. I'll say no, but if they're persistent,
Do
okay,
you,
cool.
do you think it's gonna have to come from the pastors themselves that say, you know what, I'm gonna pay these guys because I know it's a lot. They're volunteering and they're doing all this work, and sometimes it's hard. I'm just gonna give them $100 for the week. And especially in big churches, at least ones that I have like over 1,000 people, I'm sure they can scrunch up $100 for each musician. And I think if it's something that the congregation is up for, they can probably maybe contribute to that.
An ofrenda for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it for other people.
But you see, I don't think. Would you think then maybe if the church is gonna pay for musicians that they'll try to get the best that they can?
Oh yeah.
Well, then they need the best money. They need more money.
Like if I'm the pastor paying the musicians, I expect y'all to learn the song to the T.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Like
there's more responsibility.
Like
For
if
sure.
if the hot screen goes out or if Ableton or playback goes out, I expect you to keep playing without
Keep singing.
keep singing. If I don't want your feet look like they're bolted down to the stage, like basically, man, it's gonna sound bad, but
You want to show?
I want to show.
Sounds like a first world problem.
Damn.
I think we should kick Manuel off this podcast. What do you think? Start his own.
I mean, more is expected of you.
Yeah, I mean
That's all.
that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Because Beatty said it one time himself. I went with him to set up multi-tracks at another church. And he basically told him, he's like, tracks are good because he's like, no kick on volunteers, but you know, they're volunteers. They're going to put what's left in their day to memorizing the chord chart or memorizing the riff or the groove. But if you get paid people, they're going to prioritize and make
They're gonna
that.
make time.
their priority, and they're gonna come ready on Sunday and be like, "Let's go, I already got it."
So you think it serves more as a motivation rather than, or like motivation to the people you already have, and less of, oh, so since we're paying people now, might as well get the best people.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
And if that, let's say that doesn't change the way that their work ethic, sorry, maybe the worship team isn't for you right now.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say all four of us were on the team and we're getting paid and we're elevating in our craft, but these four people on the other side, they're giving us the same effort that they did when they weren't getting paid, that's not fair to us because we're putting in more work.
Okay,
More
so I'll
time.
leave then.
Huh?
So you want me to leave? I see what you mean.
But yeah, it definitely is a major incentive. Like,
Well, let me ask you, man. If for some reason tomorrow, Maranatha's pastora, tells you, you know what, Manuel, I'm going to start paying you now, but you're going to have to be more committed, more than you already are, to make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible. Would you take that?
If I knew we had the money,
Yes.
just depends.
Like, what's your opinion on that?
Like if I had all the time in the world, maybe. I mean, like if I had if I had the more flexibility.
I would be
Right.
asking how much, because if it's flexible, if it's a good amount enough to quit via,
Yeah,
Would
if it's
you?
good enough like that, yeah. And I'll just take care of everything. It's a good question. Like like I said, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just sometimes how it comes out.
Would your commitment to the church change because you're getting paid now? Like, would your relationship with God be any different because you're getting paid now?
Not that I think so, but shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't, but I don't know. It's a complicated question.
That's what I'm saying. So if that happens tomorrow, what would you think? Would you take it? Would you consider that? Would you say maybe it's going to mess up my relationship because I go right now because I want to, not because I'm getting paid? But now that I'm getting paid, is it the same commitment?
I think it should be the same commitment because they still had that in the Old Testament with the Levitas were part of the, they got the same amount. I mean, they were taken care of by the people. The people didn't work. That's what pretty much what their work was.
Yeah.
But you also got to think about it too. Back then, it seemed like, remember those guys were kind of like they wanted not to be Levites because there's a verse there where it says that they see the world or everybody else, they're getting more money and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're just there stuck and they're not able to get anything.
Also, I don't even think they got land.
Yeah, I didn't think they got on, but
Yeah.
God says that they got him.
Right.
Their eyes, they were seeing everybody else getting rich and getting land and getting all this, and they were just there.
Yeah,
So
they were
it's
just committed to serve. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
They didn't get anything else.
Yeah. So
But the people would take care of them.
it could just be like maybe you're getting like maybe the minimum just to survive, but that's it. Like in today's world, you know what I mean? Let's just say what would you do if you would just go get just enough to survive, or would you want to be like everybody else, get a job and have more money? If you guarantee, like let's just say right now, you have a computer job, right? Let's just say something came up, you can make a lot more money, and someone at church, or they told you we'll pay for your, it'll be enough for you to survive, but it's not gonna be as much as if you weren't here, you're making a lot more money. What would you choose?
Yeah, that's something to think about because you'd have to go into the minds of the Levites back then. Did they really want to be like everybody else, or did they know because they were chosen to be Levites that their whole commitment was to the church and nothing else? So whatever came in, like as their support, then that's all they would use to survive. But for them, I think it's more of the commitment more than anything else. They'd have to be committed to serving, not because they're getting paid. Does that make sense? Like for them, they knew their calling. Their calling was to be Levite, to serve.
Yeah.
So they'd have to survive somehow or else they wouldn't be able to do it. But because they weren't like anybody else, their whole life commitment was to the church to serve. They wouldn't benefit from anything else. But because they needed to survive, the people gladly took care of them. Maybe not enough is what they wanted, but what I'm saying is the commitment came first. It wasn't pay me so I can be committed.
Yeah. I'd rather have somebody where, let's just say the pastor got money and he sees you working a lot. I'd rather him say, like, you know what, we're going to help you out, do this and that, than be like, I deserve this money, or why don't you pay
Right.
me? That if it comes out of the pastor and they have the means to do it, I think they should. It's like anything, like everything's so modern. You read the Bible of the New Testament, church was like different,
Yeah.
Everything's so different now. Everything just seems like a show sometimes. I don't know. I don't think it should be a show, but I don't know, man. It's just, I think, a U.S. problem. It's a first world problem.
Oh, United States problem.
Yeah.
But I think also Mexico, because Mexico has
Well, you're gonna have
mega
some
churches.
outliers. Yeah, you're gonna have some outliers. That,
like even like in Africa. My mom says it to some guy, some pastor,
Dios.
Josh, had this
R.I.P.
mega church in Nigeria.
Oh yeah, I heard of a lot of places too that
She wanted to
Yeah.
go.
that-
To Nigeria.
She legit was serious.
Yeah.
I heard of places like that. Some people that are not
Yeah.
they're not correct, or they're doing something like it's just not right, and they're like people. Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I mean, that's everywhere. It's not just here.
Well, I know, but those are the outliers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
but I
usually in
think
those
they
churches,
are.
you're gonna find like little churches, you know what I mean? Even those small churches don't compare to our small churches. Their people are gonna be a lot more different, and they really got nothing on them. I don't know.
Yeah. It just depends, I guess.
Yeah, we changed everything up. If you read the Bible, there's nothing. It doesn't have that I know. There's not like a thing where you're singing, you have this and that. Usually they just gathered and talked about the Bible, talked about the Word, and
Yeah, they didn't have a worship flow.
yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story about that? So-
Culty church or what?
No, they're at 2101. So the leader sends out the set list, right? It was like a fast song. I think the second slow one was Creo en ti. And the third one was, it just said flow, right? So obviously, what do you read? Song 1, song 2, and you flow after that, right? So one of the singers texts me, hey, I see song 3. Who sings the song Flow? Can you send me the track for Flow?
Are you serious?
Yes.
It was a she.
And I sent the screenshot to the leader, and he's like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?"
What does her name start with?
P?
Oh.
Yeah. She's like, "Can you send me the
Are you
track for Flow?" Yes.
That's funny.
So after they all left, it was just an ongoing joke between
Yeah,
the musicians.
Phillips, Craig, and Dean sings it.
So the talk back.
Actually,
by-
like
Or
him.
Sandra's favorite Jeremy Camp.
Jeremy Camp.
Jeremy Camp.
JK, Sandra and JK.
JK.
It was so
I don't like
funny.
him either. Nah, that's funny.
Can you, send,
Hello.
can you send me the track for Flow?
That's how it is. Gotta have that flow chart.
Yep. You got to flow.
Gotta flow.
Make sure you're flowing in the right key.
It's so funny because in that other church over here, we used to have a flow chart too. And then we'd have the
Oh,
meeting
yeah.
with the pastors in the morning.
Before to go over it.
Everything would change.
Everything.
Well, at least I had a chart. I go in blind every day.
Oh, that's
But
true.
you forget, Manny, I started with you. We didn't know who was going to sing until 5 minutes before. And we didn't know what songs they're going to sing because they randomly picked a song.
From the hymno.
Or
Yeah, from
sometimes
Ignacio
or sometimes
Gregorio.
they had the list, but they had the list. It's not like they're gonna
Right.
show it to us like, oh, this is what
Right.
it said.
It's not like they put their list in
Planning Center.
planning center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Center's the best.
Sometimes I would like to know, and I would like to know, just to do an intro. And and other times it's just like, yeah, it
But,
helps
but
your
you know
ear.
that really helped me because we also did this at the other church because especially for like men's group, the worship leader was just start singing a song, and we'd have to find his note what he was playing in just to keep us on our toes, and that really helped my ear because now I know what he was playing.
Yeah.
I know if it's a minor, if he started in a minor, if he started in diminished,
Augmented.
Diminish, augmented 7th, major 4th.
the tension
Sure.
chords,
The ones that pull at the heart.
what, the 3 and the 7s.
Alternate.
Yeah.
You know, the Holy Ghost only falls when you go to the 2 minor.
Oof.
No, the 3.
Yeah.
When you play that 6 and 3.
No, the
Sometimes.
the 3 minor diminish
Ooh.
going to the 6.
3 minor diminish?
Yeah.
6 major or 6 minor?
6 minor. Yeah, the 3 diminish going to the 6 minor.
You know what really
Three
moves the Holy
diminish?
Ghost? 6415.
Oh god. That's the what's his name? The
Chris Tomlin,
Yeah.
chord progression. That should be the topic for the next one.
You're talking about then you're doing the 2-5-1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
was like, what?
The old jazz. The old jazz little.
Yeah, once you start off
Progression.
in the 2 minor, it really sets the tone. Like,
And I think that your church really likes the minors.
oh yeah,
They go off on minors. That's
I
all they
love
want to
minors.
hear.
they want to hear minors, and the bass progression has to be 1-5, 1-5.
And they like what do they call it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They really like what is it called? Build-ups.
Oh yeah,
They
builds.
love builds. Like,
Love it.
Yeah.
The spirit moves.
How about
On the
change
bill.
those
The crescendo
to the
crescendo.
crescendo.
Like, there's one song where I get to play in the pocket for maybe like 4 bars. Man, I love that song because I miss playing in the pocket. I really do. But now it's just
Yeah, there's no songs in the pocket
Tom
nowadays.
groove and ride and snare build. That's all you do.
I don't like that. Like I don't mind the build, but it gets somewhere. Like like
Oh, there's
like the
songs that are just pure builds.
I know I don't like
like
that.
Yahweh. It's pure build.
Yahweh,
exactly.
yeah.
Ya párale, güey.
It is
Yeah.
pure build.
That-
Like you just hear on playback, sube la intensidad, like
That's all
6
you
times.
hear.
Sube la
Y
intensidad.
súbele un poquito más a la intensidad.
And I'm like,
Ya
I can't get any higher
bájale, ya
than this.
bájale, señora.
Is the reason I like that version of I don't know. So remember I sent you that YouTube of that guy where they're playing the guitar. Like I like that kind of like their version. It sounds a lot better. The original, it's just too much.
Too much
Build up. I'm
build.
like, come on, start it already.
No, and you're right. And it builds and it builds. It doesn't get anywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially the bridge is a whole build.
yes. Oh my god. And then at the end, don't get me wrong. I've been getting into songs with hits.
Oh,
Like nothing, just cymbals and kick. I love hits, but man, build every single time. God,
yeah. Sometimes I wanted just to start, man. Just
and then when you
Oh.
think it's gonna go, it goes back down to Yahweh.
and then you just hear the lady sube la intensidad. I'm like, oh my god, we just got back to
You
zero.
go from normal to sube la intensidad. There's never like nobody likes the middle anymore.
no, it's subele o bájale.
they repeat it too much. A lot of times, a lot of these songs they repeat them too much. I'm like, there's a lot of songs out there you can stick to.
There's songs that every church plays forever. This church over here was what was it? Yeah. And then over here is I wanna sing a new song. Don't sing that one.
That's what I
kept singing
would
it.
tell them.
Oh, so
I
annoying.
wanna sing a new
We'll
song.
sing it, and
We'll
they
sing
never
it.
Pero
sing
singen
it.
la
So-
misma.
Did y'all play that
Or-
part on that song?
Which one?
Ante de
To
Gloria?
worship you, I live. Forever. To worship you, I
Ooh.
live.
That's where the
God.
oohs
To
come
worship
from.
you, I live.
Like, do you know any other ones? Oh, the worst part is when he would play the organ.
Oh,
For
Dracula.
every
Dracula.
song.
Someone in the worship team called him Dracula. And he heard it one time. He looked mad.
You remember
Empezó
what you said?
Dracula.
That was so funny.
She was like, "Yeah, stop! It's sounding like Dracula's house."
For
It was like,
every,
"Dun-dun-dun, dun."
every single song.
You need to find one. You need to find a soundtrack.
Don't get me
for that.
wrong. Sometimes it sounded good, but I'm like, oh god.
It was for every song.
Even for like Here's in Heaven, it sounded like it was in Dracula's lair.
It was overkill.
Yeah, Here in Dracula's lair. That's what it was called.
That's when you know you don't have any other. You're not a really good player because that's all you do. You repeat the same things. Y
Well-
se supone que he's been playing forever.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can't with the modern worship songs. Maybe you
No,
can't.
you can. That
What?
dude that they brought on, that piano player, he plays everything, and it was never the same thing twice.
Yeah.
That's all how you play. But yeah, this went from getting paid at church to
Probably get blamed.
That's what it would sound like. Worship the Lord.
to worship you I live.
I live to worship you.
I live. I mean I don't. Cause I'm Dracula. Amen.
Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, you can't forget the oohs.
Oohs.
Ooh.
you show Manuel that? You need to find it.
I know. I need to ask Petey for it again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anybody else have?
Do another one of these or what?
Right now? No.
Well, thank you so much for tuning back in to another episode of Church Culture. I am your host without a name.
You're one.
The what?
You're one.
The one?
You're one.
My one?
You are one.
I am one?
Yes.
I am Yop.
He's 10, 16. He's 19. Huh? And now I'm 5.
What are you talking about?
5, 10, 16, 19, 1.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways, to whoever is listening, probably nobody, maybe Sandra. She'd probably turn it off halfway. Thanks for tuning in.
After she supposedly was grooming.
Now we're canceled. Bye, everybody.